Hi, everybody. This is Veronica Adler, and I'm a student at Nucamp. In this video, I'm going to be presenting my Graduate with Honors project. So the concept for my project comes from my local Thai restaurant, Bangkok Hill, which is located in Lunenburg, Massachusetts. As you can see here, and I'm showing you the original website, it has a very basic layout and it's written in just HTML. So I wanted to bring it up to date and give it a new responsive modern look. So I have followed this project. I built it originally in Bootstrap. I built it again in React, and then I built it again in React Native. So today I'm going to be focusing on the React Native implementation of this project. As you can see right here on the emulator, we have that. And here is the original in React. And I wanted to speak to the challenges I had in particular with the menu. I would say that was the most challenging aspect to convert to React Native for a couple different reasons. So I'm going to show you in the original React project here. So we have quite an extensive menu, but what makes it difficult to convert over is the fact that the different sections of the menu are all formatted differently. So like, for example, we have our starters and they all seem pretty standard. You know, we have our different dishes with the price. But then what happens is we get down to like noodles and rice. And for that, we have a different price for lunch and dinner. Then we get down to create your own, and we have different prices based on the protein that you choose with that dish. And then we do not need to render the price for each individual dish because the price is up here depending on the protein. So these problems were things that I had to think about, okay, how am I going to implement this in the most efficient way possible? So I ended up doing some research into React Native. I found that there was a component that I thought would suit my needs called section list. And that was what I ended up going with. It was definitely interesting to research the different props. I ended up using a lot of conditional rendering, if and else statements to have the code selectively choose how it was going to render the different parts of this menu. And I can show you that in the code here. So we have our render menu function, and you can see that it goes through these different decisions of like, okay, if there's an item lunch price and that item also has a spice level, then please render it this way. If that item does not have a price and it has a spice level, then render it this way. You know, going down and down and down, and then ending with the general else statement for the most typical components. Just building that kind of logic chain, thinking through, okay, how am I going to do this? Again, what's the most effective way to do this, the most efficient way, was definitely challenging as a student. But I'm definitely proud of the way that it came out, and I'll show you here. One thing I had to think through as well was how I was going to render the spice levels. Sorry, just having a little bit of difficulty with this tab here. Okay, moving up and down. We got it now. So you can see in the original here that I indicated the spice levels using these icons like this, these star icons right here. But that was not a possibility using the section list. I had to use the properties that were available in the section list. So what I ended up doing was thinking through, okay, you know, how can I use those properties in the best way possible? So what I did was actually use the icon prop to give it a little fire icon, and then indicated the level of spice here in the title, again, using conditional rendering. So that pretty much sums up some of the most difficult elements for me. Converting this project to React Native, it was definitely interesting. And I want to thank you guys so much for paying attention this whole time and listening in. Take care.